Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to talk about an exciting new storage, storage about your Kubernetes, which is empty directory, is what we're going to talk about. If you're referring to our GitHub page, please refer to part 3, understanding empty deployment storage is a part name. And what we're going to do is go to a directory, OPD software, make a directory here for storage. So it does exist. So I'm going to use that directory if it's already there. So it's just going to do a VI of the file name. Not that one. So here I'm copying the file name over here, storage-pod1.yaml file. You can use the same file name. So while inserted, please enter copy paste pod configuration here. So this is your kind pod and the API version over here. The pod metadata, the metadata of the pod is firstly about the name of the pod, which is Nginx pod. And here is the container. And within the container, we are defining the first container's name. Nginx-container image is Nginx. So it's going to download the Nginx image. And here is the volume mount. So as you can see that the volume mount happens within your container. So if you have multiple containers, you're going to have those containers having the volume mount defined under that. And you can see that the name of the mount is HTML, and where this HTML mount point is going to get mounted in this location on your container. So it's going to mounted under your user share Nginx HTML. And you need to define about this, this particular mount type. Sorry, you need to describe about this particular mount, which is named as HTML. All right. So this HTML mount definition is over here. So this is your volume, which is right under your, under your specifications of your pod details. So this is a pod configuration, just like your container configuration over here. As you can see, this is where we define the name of this volume and the type of the volume. So here we are defining the name of the volume. The type of the volume is empty directory. As you can see that there is no directory defined over here. So that's it. So this volume name becomes the actual mount name over here, because this is the volume it's going to mount on top of your container, Nginx container. And where it's going to mount on your container, it's going to be mounted in this path on your container. So that's the definition. So this is going to be a directory as well. So now save and quit this file. You don't have to add a slash in the end. It's obvious. But it's the safer side. I normally try to add a slash. I'm used to that as a Unix administrator. All right, let's go ahead. kubectl apply -f storage pod1 YAML. Let's create this, and you can see the pod created right now and pod started to run right now. So now we can do a curl of this website, and you can see that it is coming as forbidden. It's coming from Nginx. Let's go on verify. So I think there's no index.html file in there. That's why you are getting this. There are two ways to access this content. One, you can go from your host machine, which is your var lib kubelet, and under that pods, under which you will have the pod ID. So, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong machine. So I'm in master server, so it won't be available in the master server. You need to see where it is hosted. Worker 2. So you need to go to that proper server. So I'm in the worker 2 right now. I'm going to that folder. And then I have this 3 machines. So I need to get to know the actual UID of the pod. So I'm just giving this command, changing this from the actual pod name. So I can remove this. So you can see this is the name of it. So I just go inside this folder. And then volume, Kubernetes empty directory. So it's going to create a empty directory volume over here, not projected one. So you can see the HTML over here, and there's no file over here. So I can do a touch index.html. or I can do a cat index.html. You can type some content. This is me. Let's just say this is me, then Control D. And then let's try the curl command now one more time. Now you can see that this is me is coming up because I've just updated that on that location. So inside your pod location. So this is exactly the pod location over here. So inside the volume scoop empty directory, and then you have the HTML folder, and within which you will be actually working with this, whatever the index.html. Another way of updating this is by kubectl exec-it. You can log into this particular pod with bash, and then you can go to where, and you can do a df-h quickly to check what is the mount points over here. So now there is this mount points over here which talks about the service account. Let's see where the share. I'm sorry, user share nginx HTML. You can see the index.html. This is me. You can update this index.html with this is me one, just to tell you it's different. So now when you run the curl command, you can see that this is me one. So that's basically the two way of doing this. You can also check this update over here on this location as well. You can see that it's just changed to this is me one. To look at the details, right? So you can actually get the details about this pod by giving describe. And you can see that there are two mounts happening. One is basically the secret one. So this is something which you cannot disable. This will definitely will happen because it's a default parameter in every pod it's going to create. It's going to have this. And then the one which you have defined over here with read and write privileges, you have not specified anything. If you're not specified anything as a permission, it's going to be read and write. So do remember that. So this is the mount point which is under your container. In terms of volume definition, you have two volume definitions over here. As you can see, one is about the HTML volume. Another one is about the default one, which has the secret stuff. And this is the empty directory, the temporary directory that shares pod's lifetime. Well, so now what that means is that when I'm going to delete this pod, this is going to be removed. So it's just going to delete. And this path won't be existing anymore. So you can see that no such file directory because this path would not exist anymore. Anyhow, thanks again for watching this with patience. I hope that you understood the empty deployment, the basic one. So in the future videos, we're going to talk about multiple other deployments with the empty directory. I'll see you on those videos. Thanks again.